A leading South African private rhino breeder has announced plans to release farm-bred rhinos annually into the wild to help restock a population that is being destroyed by poaching. Approximately 100 southern white rhinos will be sent back to their natural habitat in southern Africa under the process called rewilding. CGTN's Yolisa and Njamela has more details.
Rewilding is a modern approach used by conservation scientists as an alternative to traditional conservation methods. It forms part of a private conservation initiative that will reduce the pressure on the shrinking population of rhinos. The animals for this rewilding project will be sourced from John Hume's ranch in the Northwest Province here in South Africa. John Hume is a private rhino owner whose stated mission is to protect rhinos. He owns more rhinos than anyone else in the world, according to some estimates.
John's expertise has been in breeding and protecting rhinos, and he's proven that now to be very successful in the fact that for over 5 years he hasn't lost a single rhino to poaching, and he's now on the project. We're having 200 babies rhinos born a year. And what it means is that the project is now producing what we are naming surplus white rhino. Because we've been successful at breeding and protecting, we're now going to have available 100 rhinos a year that can be rewilded into southern Africa and into areas where they've lost their white rhino.
John Hume's process of conserving rhinos includes dehorning them. This causes no pain to the rhino, and the horns eventually grow back just like human hair or fingernails.
These are really honest, dedicated people who wish to ensure that the biodiversity of the world is spread and improved. If it is done legally, then the animals don't need to be killed. One can merely trim the horns and use that.
South Africa is home to about 80% of the world's rhino population, but poaching remains a problem. South Africa has for years been dealing with the scourge of rhino poaching. Efforts like these are meant to preserve the species.
The whole Southern African, and in particular South African, concept of private rewilding, private conservation has really served as a real model for the rest of the world. And this is the culmination of that, where we're able to take rhino from private ranches and reintroduce them into areas, rewilding those.
Hume says more rhinos can be rewilded if the project receives support.
We've been successful with rewilding populations of black rhino, but that was on a smaller scale, and now we've got this ability and this potential to say, each year going forward, if the project can be secured, we can make available 100 rhinos to go back into their natural habitats.
South African national parks lost 209 rhinos to poaching in 2021, while 124 rhinos were poached from private reserves in the same period. Yolisa and Njamela for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.